It's not even really a fact.
It's really not a fact. It's just like
It's just like
phrase that came into my mind.
What was the phrase?
It wasn't even a phrase. It was. I was trying to see if I could come up with a fun fact about like Rosalind having like inventing the skincare routine. And I was thinking about how like she has like rose baths, and then how she has to like go to town and buy the roses from somewhere else because she's not allowed near the ones in her mother's garden. And then I was thinking about how her mother's roses are just decorative and like have no meaning. They're just there to be pretty. And then I was like, oh,
It's Rosalind.
yeah. So that was not a fun fact.
Just wait. Okay, cool. So, wow. You know, we've started.
Yeah. Who are we? When are we? Where are we?
How are we?
Who, what, why, where, when?
Bad.
Bad. Why are we?
Stanislavski.
Help me. Please. Welcome to this week's episode of Damsels in Dicestress. Demons and Daughters. The Regency era fun and frolics where three soon-to-be adult women, I don't like the way I'm making this go now, enter the exciting world of London and all it has to offer.
Welcome to London. Please mind the gap on the way in.
Mind.
I don't know. I don't get it. I just. We were on a train and it really quietly was like.
See, it was like mind. Please mind the gap. Edit this out. Right.
It's not going
Should
to.
we start?
Please just introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Taya Campbellova and I play Rosalind Penhallow.
Also known as.
Rosalind Penghallow.
Hi, I'm Maijai Hibbert and I play Thalia Bronte.
Also known as
Jonalia Buffton. I'm Morne Putman-Trimmer and I play Agatha Pentecost.
also known as
Agatits. Agatits Pencost. Pinging cost.
Pentecost.
And who are you?
It's going to be a long episode. I'm Lyndon Rufus Winters and I pretend to be a dungeon master. Fun fact, there's nothing behind this screen.
Why am I shaking?
I know.
I think I've drank too much coffee this morning.
Why are you still drinking more then?
It's here.
Intro. And we're back. Who would like to introduce? No, not introduce. Do a catch up.
A recap.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it since you took on a different role last episode? Actually, you can't recap the first half of the episode.
No.
I'll do it. I'll try and do a spoiler-free one for you. That is everything that you know.
And then I can do the second half.
Yeah. So the first half of
I was going to say maybe Morne should be allowed some part of this.
Yeah, no. Because I
Refuse to now.
no, it's not that I refuse.
If
It's
you haven't been
that
thought of in the first place, then why even bother?
stop bringing Agatha's trauma into this.
I'm just saying that with my memory, it would not be an accurate catch up.
That's fair.
Go on.
So we started the last episode waiting for Jonathan and Lucas as they were researching a way to bring Thalia back from a pocket dimension in which she had found herself stuck. While we were waiting, we looked around the room we were in at the Fraternitas Custodum, we found a painting of our fathers engaging in battle against some sort of supernatural demon. We ended up making a little trip back to the Velvet Masquerade in order to pick up a personal possession of Thalia's. Madame Beatrice and Jonathan had a little bit of a standoff. And then Lucas sent us through a portal, I guess, to the pocket dimension. Oh, and apparently my dad is a sorcerer. And by putting this ring on, I have made myself a sorceress. And it's going to burn me up if I don't learn how to use it.
And my dad is very, very rich.
I knew you were going to say that. Maijai can take over now.
Hello. So then they ended up in my wonderful dream world, which was amazing. Facing challenges left on the edges of the world to not let those who weren't welcome in, which they succeeded some of and failed others miserably. Chose every wrong option before the right one. And then they came in, found Thalia, who was in her home with her mum and dad.
Alive.
Alive and well.
And happy.
And happy. And it was a wonderful time and she was loving life. And then... and then they told her that we have to leave and that there's not much time and blah, 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 blah. Rosalind and Thalia went into town, had a moment. Agatha spent some time with Amelia, the namesake of her fish. And then we decided to leave. And we had a very heart-wrenching goodbye. And then we walked out of Stone and kept walking and then found ourselves, what I'm assuming is back for them, in the room that they were in with Jonathan, Lucas.
Lucas has just passed out. I think
yeah.
that was the last thing described was we were vomiting. We looked up and saw Lucas fall down.
Is that all of us?
And you?
Is
Well,
Richard,
yeah, I'm there.
Is Richard there?
No, he's still at the Velvet Masquerade. I don't think we brought him back, did we?
We did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was just very quiet.
Okay.
I think he was there. I think you said his
I
name.
vaguely remember you saying he was there.
In my head, he was there. I just may not have mentioned that he was
think
there
he
because
was
I didn't
there.
mention he stayed behind, so I kind of. This is why I'm a pretend DM.
Best DM ever.
So, you find yourselves hands and knees on a hardwood floor, vomit between your fingers, black bile running down your chin still, a burning sensation running up your throat, and you're struggling to breathe. But you're back. And so is Thalia.
You lied to me.
Sorry. He did. He did. He lied a lot. I simply did as your father had requested of me. I'm glad you're safe.
Safe.
Safe as one can be. I'm just glad you're back. Evidently we have much to discuss.
Yeah, we should have had stuff to talk about beforehand when we came to you first.
It wasn't for you to know about.
Well, we already know something.
Well, clearly you know things now. But at the time, you were not supposed to know. You weren't supposed to be involved with this.
So you let us go with no information, no knowledge of anything.
You go. I have been hunting you down across this city.
You
for
were
a
going to
week.
take us back to Georgiana.
Where you should have been in the first place.
But we weren't because they're gone. And you knew something and you said you didn't know anything.
This is not what your fathers would have wanted.
Gilbert would have.
Evidently, Gilbert has not been quite as honest with me as I thought he had been either. Though I do not believe that he knew you had been tainted. Else, I am sure he would have said something, done something.
Tainted?
Come, clean yourselves up. We'll talk downstairs.
You think I'm tainted?
You are tainted. That is the correct term. I will explain how when you're all cleaned up.
I'm not going to listen to a word that you say. Why should I believe you now? You lied about everything.
To keep you safe.
And am I safe?
Do
I look safe to you?
We will change that. I will keep you as safe as I can now.
You are not my father. You don't get to try and keep me safe anymore.
You know so little about what is going on. You must listen to me. I and your father have spent decades working to keep everybody safe. You, your families, the country, the entire earth is a grave risk unless we keep the secrets that we have kept.
You didn't need to keep them from me.
Yes, we keep them from everybody. From your brothers, from your mothers. No one is supposed to know the things that we do.
But clearly we were supposed to know, or at least I was supposed to know. I was supposed to know at some point. And when you knew we were looking into it, when you knew we were going to find them, you knew that that's what we were doing, and you knew that we weren't going to go back home when you told us to.
Well, perhaps I am more foolish than I appear.
Clearly.
I sorely misunderestimated all three of you. I can see that now. As to what your father did and did not know. Yes, I am the fool, I suppose. If it is true that he secretly planned to introduce you to the world that we live in, he hid it from me quite perfectly. But yes, you are tainted. That is
I punched him.
Gilbert. How hard?
Not hard enough to knock him out, but enough to hurt a bit.
Okay.
Call me tainted again.
It is the word your father used. Ah, the me that wants to say it again. About 400 years ago, some old man, William Penhallow, took it upon himself to increase the powers that his family had available to them to fight and protect this world. And he did it in a way none had done before. He was very interested in alchemy. And he was a accomplished sorcerer. He set about performing a ritual that would bring one of these foul creatures safely into our realm, entrapped in a sort of cage of symbols. He drained it of its blood. He concentrated that blood into a serum. And he had one of his sons drink it.
We already know that story.
I see. Family safe, no doubt. Well, this serum, this ceremony, tainted the boy's blood. And with time and effort, he learned to control and understand what had happened to him, and he developed the ability to transform, as you clearly know now. And for hundreds of years, that taint has passed down that side of the family to your father. Always through the male line. Always the firstborn. Until now. He had hoped to find some way to rid himself of it. Though in my opinion, he quite enjoyed it. So he never worked quite that hard. It does not change who you are. You are still a good person, Thalia.
And do you think you're a good person?
I have done good things. I have done not so good things. I have done things to be proud of and things that I and your father never speak of. Always for the purpose of keeping you safe.
And I'll ask again, does it look like I'm safe to you?
You have put yourselves in grave danger, and that is unavoidable now. You cannot turn back. But I have known you all my life. All your lives. Nailed it. Nailed it. And your father, of course, has always seen something special in you. He even saw it in you two as well. Though I will admit, did not see it myself, and yet here you are. It's unheard of. A gunslinger, a sorceress. You wouldn't like the names we use with Gilbert. You can, I'm sure, find your own way to describe your condition. Evidently you have passed trials that were set for people far more advanced in their training than you, with far more knowledge. But irregardless of all of that, you are still in danger. Something is out there. And We still don't know what. But it's dangerous. And I do not believe that you have the capability to stop it. If your fathers did not, I cannot see how you could. We need to lay low, we need to study, we need to be careful. But more importantly, you need to start learning that you're still young girls, you don't know everything.
And you do.
I know a lot more than you. Please go and clean yourselves up. The smell is appalling.
I spit at him and walk off, assuming that one of these will take me in the right direction afterwards.
We don't know where to go to clean up.
Just head down the hall, and then we have bathrooms of the third door on the right. I will care to Lucas. If you look back, he's moving over to Lucas and sort of putting him in a more comfortable position. He's a bit drowsy. He's coming back around again.
I'll wait for one of the others to go towards where he said, because I don't want to be the first one.
I mean, Tyler's already walked out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll follow.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going.
Oh, I repeat whatever he said, because I've forgotten already.
Third door on the right.
All right, I'll head that way. I'm going.
Cool. Yeah, it's a very sparse room. It has bowls of water and bars of soap and towels and all sorts. Smooth tiled floor with like a drainage in the floor.
I'm going to go start, wiping my face and my hands.
Same. Me too.
Me too.
Talia should be on full hit points now if she's not already.
4?
Full.
Oh. I was going to say, why have I lost 9?
Yeah, you've had weeks of rest. I'm on 7.
I think I'm on 6.
Wow.
25 is what I'm adding, isn't it?
Jesus.
Yeah.
We should be able to click like long rest.
Oh, that would have been...
Is that a reset?
We know how D&D Beyond works.
There we go.
They do not.
Okay, cool. Did it come back through with you?
No.
Mm.
Yes.
Yes. Oh shit, I've already acted not having it. Forget that, edit that out. I'll redo it. There we go. Yes.
I'm glad. So, where do we go from here?
Well, we can't... Forgive me, but I don't think any of us want to stay here. But we had to take Jonathan back to the Velvet Masquerade before the ritual. he needed something of yours to do it, and we had nothing, so we had to go back, and so he knows now that is where we are staying. He wanted us to fetch all our things and leave completely, but I refused, and I believe Madame will support us, and Richard, however they can. But I can't. But I need to be able to come back here to learn from Lucas, or something bad might happen. But I don't want to stay here.
No. And you?
I want to go back.
Then that's what we do.
I suppose Jonathan can't make us do anything anymore. Madame and Richard will help us. And what is he to do? He cannot physically overpower either of them, I would expect, and he cannot blackmail us through use of the Viscount. The Viscount is lying to him too. And he cannot use our mothers at home because he needs to keep them in the dark about everything. He said that he had written to my mother and said that we were in his care and would be home soon. I don't know what he will do about that. But
I hope she finds out he lied to him, to her.
I hope my mother is worried sick.
And with nobody to take care of her. Poor dear.
we should go back. Jonathan can't leave Lucas either. He seems very weak and very afraid, and he's all alone here, and it's dangerous for him outside, but Richard will be there for us.
So, once we leave, what exactly is the plan?
I don't know. Madame said that she had made more progress on the books and the translations and things. There was not time to talk. I told her that we may know some of what she has learned already and that some of it is true, but there may be more to find out.
What did you use?
Your journal. He said it needed to be something that you had put yourself into. I removed the things from it first, your father's letter and the family tree and such, but...
Thank you.
I hope it is all right.
It is just paper.
I suppose we ought to go back.
Very well.
I need to try and put my gun back
Yes.
together.
Yes.
I leave to do that.
Mm-hmm. Cool. You head back to that first room you found yourselves in. Richard, of course, is just sitting there comfortably waiting, as he has been the entire time.
I'm going to follow Agatha in motion for Thalia to come with me.
I will follow.
When I get in, I'm just going to go over to wherever we left the painting.
Well, first of all, when you walk through the door, Richard looks up, he stands up. Oh, you're all of you, you're all safe. And he runs over, wraps his big arms around all three of you, like squeezes you tight. Oh, thank God.
We're all right.
You okay?
Perfectly.
But Jonathan is likely to make us, well, to try and make us stay here, but he has nothing over us anymore, and...
I'd like to see him try. No, if you girls want to come home, you're coming with me. Don't know what that scrawny old man's going to do about it. Sorry.
It's quite all right. We found something, and I'm going to show Thalia the painting. So what this is a painting of all three of our fathers battling a demon. Frederick has some sort of fireball like swirling around his hands. Nice. Harold is a little way away with like two big guns out. And Gilbert's hands are slightly extending into claws, and it's this big tentacled beast. This was.
I thought you meant he was turning into a big tentacle beast.
No. That's what they were fighting.
That makes more sense.
Something else entirely.
That's the name of
For the fan art. Could you not say it out loud for us so we can...
It's from 1814. We would have been 12. I just thought you'd want to see it.
Who painted it?
I don't know. I suppose somebody here. Apparently they were... The fist was the phrase they used. Our fathers are very powerful and very respected.
While this conversation is happening, I'm putting them back together.
Is it all right?
I'm not sure yet.
Roll a d20.
10. Oh, wait. Yeah, 10.
You think it's fine?
I think it might be fine.
Well, that's a relief.
You'll find out the first time you go to use it.
Oh, I just realised I brought one of your daggers, the dagger you left. So I probably did leave it in this room, so I'm going to get that from, I guess, the chair where I fell asleep, and give that to you. I thought you might want it just for the journey home, I suppose.
Thank you.
Oh, and maybe we might like one of these. I go to the cabinet and take one of the bottles. It was quite nice.
Make a history check, I suppose.
11.
Sure, it seems like a nice bottle of whiskey.
I mean, we were offered it for finishing the trials.
I suppose you've finished it now.
I don't have anywhere to put these.
Oh, I
open up my bag.
Oh, I should say you're all wearing the clothes that you were wearing, and that's
What? Oh! We would have been in different clothing, bro.
Oh, shit.
we would have reacted.
I need to do my hair differently.
Okay, I guess we all just noticed that at the same time.
Sure, it's been a lot. It's been a...
Yeah.
Or just break everything.
just broke my glasses.
And cut, we'll go change.
We're not getting changed.
No,
Sit.
right.
Stay.
No, this is fine, because the reason I realised is because I'm going to get the jacket that I brought with me, of course.
Sorry, what I should say is, as you're doing all of this in your room, it suddenly dawns on you that you're still wearing the same clothes that you were wearing in the pocket dimension.
Oh. I suppose you do have pockets.
I do have pockets. I'm not sure I want to put a dagger through it.
Surely you've got a belt.
Ah, they fit perfect. I didn't need a dagger.
Yeah, but belts are just fashion accessories.
Sure, fine. Okay, so I put my dagger through my belt and I'm gonna take a swig of the whiskey.
Sure. It's good whiskey. You little alcoholic teenager.
Yep. We can't put it in a bag though, can we? Because the top will come off and it'll spill everywhere.
Sure, yeah, it's a glass. It's one of those decanters with a little glass ball that goes on top.
Cool.
Keep it upright.
Yeah, I'll just hold on to it.
The audacity.
What's anyone gonna do?
We need to find you that dress. Anyway.
I suppose. I don't know what we do now.
You didn't come out of your places wearing... What was yours?
Oh, I was with my father and my mother, and we were horse riding on a Sunday.
That seems like the furthest thing possible for your mother.
Precisely.
Well, perhaps it was because you were there much longer, and it all seemed more thought out than ours. Either way, we are quite conspicuous now.
Yes.
And my necklace is fixed.
Everything is fixed.
Everything. I'm better.
Roll a d20.
Oh, for fuck's sake. 9.
You're not. Your legs still feel weak.
We all feel weak, bro. Been through it.
Well,
No. Do you suppose we tell Jonathan that we're leaving? Or just leave?
I think we tell him or he'll probably just show up trying to take us back.
Yes. And I need to speak to Lucas. Whatever he can teach me is between he and I. It's nothing to do with Jonathan.
Exactly.
Well then.
Was there anything else found while I was away?
No. To be honest with you, we slept through most of it.
Quite needed, I'm sure.
Shall we then?
Onwards.
Richard, will you come with us?
Yeah. Right. Well, you lead the way. I haven't been out this room.
All right then. We'll go back to where Jonathan and Lucas are.
What are you thinking?
I didn't have my mother's part of the necklace in my dream world, and I'm wondering if that came back with me or if that's been left there.
You didn't have...
So I had my pendant on, but she was wearing hers.
You left with whatever you had on.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, bro.
I actually don't think this comes off of this chain,
Oh.
so I'll do that at a later date.
We have our little signet rings though.
Oh yeah.
Cute. All right. So I don't know where I'm going.
We'll go back to the room.
It's empty, other than the mess on the floor still.
Perhaps he's taken Lucas somewhere to recover.
Do we know where that is?
We've only seen the room we were just in, this one, and a space downstairs with prison cells where they were holding Richard.
They held you in a cell?
Yeah, when I pressed the ruby, when I touched the ruby that you all touched, I just appeared in a cell. And yeah, that's where I was. Then this scrawny little boy came down because I was making quite the racket, I have to say. And then your men, Jonathan, and they asked me questions, but I told them nothing.
Thank you.
I'll look around the room then while we wait. It's a library, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to look for anything with any of our family names on it.
Sure. Make an investigation check with disadvantage because it's fucking huge.
Lol. Well, that's a 3.
Or no.
Yeah.
Just you don't even know where to begin.
Okay, I'm still just going to sort of like wander around and look at the books and things.
Sure.
I want to look for the oldest book in there.
Oldest book. Okay, sure. I feel like, there's definitely going to be a section behind like a sort of glass cabinet with a lock on it and stuff like that has like the most delicate books all locked away in one far end of the room.
Okay, what's the oldest book that's not locked away that I could get to?
Make an investigation check with disadvantage.
I rolled the same thing twice. 13.
13. Okay. I guess you find some sort of old books that look old, dotted around. You don't understand any of them. They're not in English.
Rubbish.
The good stuff's definitely behind that locked door.
And it's definitely locked.
Yeah. It's not a big lock, but it's locked away from greasy fingers and whatnot. I'm sure the librarian would have been very particular about it. But he's dead, so...
Is it in a glass cabinet?
Yeah, it's got like, with the sort of lead...
Yeah.
Panes.
Are any of them in English? Or German? Or French?
Make another investigation check.
Or Russian or Norwegian.
Well, that's rubbish. That's an 8.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to the salt on the floor and see if Taya's journal's okay.
Cool. Yeah, it's sitting there in the middle. Sort of vomit is sort of slowly trickling towards it. But it's been held back by these little piles of salt as it sort of runs around. But yeah, it seems in good condition. Maybe there's a bit of a maybe sulfuric smell to it now.
That's okay. I will just keep hold of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we waiting for them to come back? Or are we finding them? Are we leaving?
Well, I'm not sure. I think we ought to tell him.
Yes, I think we definitely should.
He'll know where to find us anyway.
Exactly.
Perhaps we explore then.
Might be our only chance. See if we can find some answers.
All right then.
Let's do it. Make another investigation check just to see.
10. 9.
9.
Oh.
Cool. Okay.
Make one
so,
for Richard.
Yeah.
okay. 17.
Ooh. Richard finds things.
Yeah. So
He's
Richard
the only one who's not traumatized right now.
Richard takes the lead, sort of sneaking around corridors and stuff, and you just sort of you just check doors. Lots of them are locked, so there's like sort of sound. I'll edit that in. Lots of them are locked. A few of them you open up. You find sort of kitchens, storage rooms, a lot of storage rooms with all sorts of just things in, just stuff. You only rolled at 8 and 9s and 10s, so you find everything you'd expect to find in houses. There's lots of like sort of office spaces and stuff. There is sort of dormitories and bedrooms. But again, probably only a third of the doors unlock that you get to look in. One of them you open up, and it's a dormitory, and Jonathan's in there. And he's laid Lucas out in bed and has like tucked him in and stuff. He's got a little glass of water next to his bed and things. I'm gonna sneeze.
Wow.
I'm gonna edit that out.
Nigel.
Nigel. Nigel.
I'm terrified.
Now I'm editing that out.
Imagine his pocket dimension.
Ew.
Just full of
He's
feet.
so scared.
Fun fact:
No.
Nigel's pocket dimension is
Feet.
like it's like the wizard.
Well, they're shaped like a foot.
It's like the Wizard of Oz, the yellow brick road, except it's not yellow bricks; it's
Feet.
upturned feet.
Ew.
And he just crawls along, let them all rub all over his body. And everyone you meet is a different version of Nigel.
That's horrific.
Uncle George is there.
Yeah. He's just himself. Just to be his buddy.
And they were like, yeah, Uncle George is there as like a bird watcher, but it's like feet with little wings.
Ew.
They just flutter around.
Should I mark this down to edit out?
No.
Bold move keeping this in the show. Sorry to any viewers we've just lost.
Yeah. I'm leaving. I'm quitting.
Lost Morne.
Really? 'Cause
I'm gone.
you have to get past my feet.
Anyway, Jonathan and Lucas are in a room.
Yes.
You used to do that for me.
Yes.
Perhaps you'll do a better job at protecting him.
Rosalind, the spoiled brat attitude isn't doing you any favours.
That's Thalia.
Yes. Sorry, it's spoiled brat attitude, so I get confused. No, that's not canon, not canon.
That's what he thought.
Always. No. Talia, this attitude is doing you no favours.
Does it look like I care? We're leaving.
No.
Yes.
There was much to discuss. You are in much danger.
Well,
Have I not been clear enough?
we shall discuss it, and then we shall be going back. I will return to do whatever I must do with Lucas, provided he is all right.
He is fine. He needs time. Perhaps just a night to recover. I do not believe he is injured, just exhausted. He undertook a ritual that is far beyond his abilities. For you.
And what are your abilities?
Sort of sussing him out. I have none.
Do I
Just-
believe him?
Roll an insight check.
It's gonna be shit. Like I
Please be
I
shit.
will believe him.
Please be shit.
16.
Seems to be telling the truth. Your father... Come, out of the room. We'll let Lucas rest. And so he talks to you as you start walking back down the corridors. Your father took me on many years ago. Was it before you were born? I think so. Your father took me on before you were born.
My father took me on.
Was it before you were born? I can't remember if I saw your birth or not.
No, I was there now. I was the midwife.
Not canon.
Not canon.
And evidently I earned his trust, and he felt the need quite necessarily to enlighten me as to the world that he operates in. I've forgotten where I was going with this. Powers, yes. No, I'm simply his confidant, his right-hand man, I suppose. As any concierge would be.
So how exactly do you intend on stopping us going back home?
If you are sensible and bright and intelligent, which I know you are, all of you, you will understand the truth of what I'm saying. In here you are safe. Whatever is out there has been unable to get to Lucas. out there, evidently, no one was safe.
But, forgive me, but was that not... You said that they were marked, those who had completed the trials, but we did not complete them. We completed the first room, perhaps, but...
Yes, but normally people that don't complete the trials aren't alive to be hunted. They take the introductions here incredibly seriously.
How exactly did you get in here?
Your father showed me the entrance for emergencies.
When did you... When did all of this start? When did you find out that they were being hunted? And how long before there was nobody left? When our fathers went away, was it...
I've only known for 4 days.
I suppose you...
I knew nothing. When you came to me in Stone, I knew as little as you did.
Well...
Not really.
Well, no, not really, but about the situation.
So I suppose after you left the Viscounts, you came here.
Sorry? I don't understand the question.
You've only known for 4 days. And Lucas knows... What, has he been here the whole time?
From what I understand, he has not left for 4 weeks. The boy was in a frightful state when I got here. But he seems to be recovering well now that there's at least somebody to talk to.
You said there was much to discuss?
Yes. Come, we're back here in the lounge room now. Let's sit down.
I stay stood.
He sits down. You must have more questions. Your fathers all care for you very deeply, you know. I'm sure you feel very betrayed by our lies. But it is always... it is the way of things, and it was to keep you safe. And it has kept you safe until now, all your lives, for generations.
Do you think the thing that's hunting them, the thing that those men let out when they killed Eloise?
That sounds likely, yes. When Lucas is better, you will show me this place, and perhaps he will be able to give us some insight, but you can't be just wandering the streets of London anymore.
You don't get to tell us what to do anymore.
Yes, I see you're already getting used to your new stations in life.
What's that supposed to mean?
You have powers beyond anything I have. Strength. But I cannot keep you safe. No one can keep you safe out there. Not your man Richard. Not this Madame Bordello or what. Yes, whatever. If your fathers were not safe, How could you possibly be? In here, though, and within these walls...
So once again, you're telling us to hide. Once again, you're saying, leave it all behind and don't worry about any of it.
Until we have more information, what could we possibly do? It is not the sensible thing to put yourselves out there in grave danger, not knowing what it is that you might face.
But we need to be looking for them. They're out there in grave danger now. And you said it yourself, there's nobody else left. If we aren't trying to find them, who is?
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
This is the reason we left in the first place. I don't know about you girls, but I'm not leaving home for the first time in my entire life just to be hidden away again. No, I don't mean to backtrack, but I don't think we did complete the trials. We didn't complete the puzzle. And
It's not about the trials. It begins when you touch the blood in the fountain. The visions, the knowledge.
What was that?
That is what binds you. That's
The things we saw.
history. Truth. The things that you saw, I'm told, are a battle eons ago. At the dawn of the human race, some sort of disagreement between powerful beings. Gods, some would probably call them. And we have been tasked with continuing their war.
We found journals. Coded journals.
Where?
In Father's bedside table.
Top or bottom drawer?
Bottom.
Yeah. This would be your mother's. He was never able to crack the codes. She was a very clever woman. It lacks a cipher. It's impossible to decode them without it. We never found it.
And her death, was that an accident?
Come. Perhaps you're right, we should...
That is not an answer to my question.
You are not ready for the answer.
You do not get to decide what I am ready for anymore.
No, your father.
My father's not here. That's the point, Jonathan. He's not here and nobody's doing anything. Again.
Roll. Intimidation or persuasion? You choose.
They're both charisma, aren't they?
It depends. It depends on if I get to roll with strength for my intimidation or not.
You look like you're going to hit him again?
Yeah.
Okay.
17.
Come with me. Taya leads you back out again.
I bring these two with me.
No.
Why not? I'm only going to tell them everything afterwards anyway.
Very well. Then you should sit down.
I'm gonna sit next to you and hold your hand.
Your father may have a penchant for secrets, but there is one I have kept that he must never know about. Your father knows. But, your mother's death was an accident. But it was not a horse and carriage ride gone awry. It was the curse. Sometimes when certain planets are in an alignment, I'm told, the ability to control the curse can be lost during periods of intense emotion. And your father has no idea. We hid it from him. And he must never know because it would kill him. And it was not his fault. But as it was not a carriage ride, not horses. But it was not him. It was not him. It was just the thing within him, and he lost control, and he has no memory of it. I only tell you now because I would hate to see it happen, for history to repeat itself in any way. It was not his fault. It was not his fault.
Are you trying to convince me or you?
It was not his fault.
You don't believe it?
I believe it. He can never know. It's a heavy burden to carry, to see his grief all this time, and to know, but to never be able to comfort him. And
Are you talking of your burden? Are you talking of your burden right now, Jonathan?
I am sorry. There was nothing anybody could do.
Where is he in the room?
He's just sitting opposite you. There's a sort of ring of chairs and stuff. He's sitting in one. You guys, I guess, maybe sitting on a sofa together. Richard's sort of off to the right, sitting down.
You think you're so strong. I'm sure it must have been difficult for you. I'm sure it was the worst thing you could ever imagine happening.
Thalia, you say that as if I don't understand what you went through.
You don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I have lost my parents too, of course not in the same way. And I'm not saying that my burden carrying this secret is as difficult as...
Call it a burden again. We are not on equal footing and we never will be. You do not get to come into our lives again, acting as if you know everything, as if it is your responsibility to decide what we can and can't do and what we can and can't know. You are not our fathers. You are certainly not our mothers. At least they have a backbone. Do you expect us to feel pity for you?
I'm not asking for pity.
Then what are you asking for?
I'm not asking for anything. I am simply telling you. You wanted to know the truth, and there it is. Your father killed your mother, and we covered it up. We covered it up from him, we covered it up from everybody.
We?
Me and your father. He was...
How did Papa know?
He was just there. He had been visiting. They'd been discussing some things, and he was about to leave when it happened.
But you said in moments of high emotion. What?
Yes, you need to learn to control this. But nobody beside your father knows more about it than I do. I have helped him through countless hours. I have held him. I have trained with him. I have brought him out of...
You don't want to train with me. He didn't want to hurt you.
You have no choice in the matter. If you do not learn to control it, it will control you.
On your life be it.
Who is this new Thalia? What happened in that portal world? Be that as it may, we have no choice. And I can start to run you through various mental trials that will help you learn not just to control it, but to choose when it comes out. And more, your father had some extraordinary abilities. Not just the change, but he learned to control the very power of his blood. His swordplay, he could infuse the blades with abilities that... This is probably too much too soon. I truly regret the lies that we've had to tell you all your lives. We thought it was the correct thing to do, the right thing to do. We thought we were doing the right thing. Evidently your father perhaps changed his mind or did not quite share the same thoughts as the rest of us. But if that is the case, he certainly did not plan for it to happen this way, this soon.
I'm sure he didn't plan on going missing either.
Precisely. This letter that he wrote to you. Do you have
The one that you don't understand. The one that you know nothing about.
Yes, I lied. Do you have it on you?
I'm giving it to Thalia.
May I read it again?
Why?
Perhaps it will yield some clues as to something to help us track them down in some way.
Is it in here?
Yeah.
I must have tucked it up into tiny little pieces. You may hate me, Talia, right now, but we need each other, and that is undeniable. It is simply the case.
Hate you right now sounds like it will change in the future.
Many things change.
This won't.
Because DM doesn't remember what he wrote. I see nothing here that would imply that he was preparing you for something more.
Can I do insight check?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. 15.
Seems to be telling the truth. Oh, I feel the biggest message from this is the sort of defeatism of it. He seems to write this in a way that he knew what he was going up against was probably the end of him.
There is a letter from
Yet.
my father to Archibald.
I see.
It was of a similar sentiment, but with sort of a coded instruction to come here. That's how we knew to come here. I do not have it with me, but he would not have left that for Archibald if he had thought they were to be defeated.
Well, if he left instructions to find this place, it was because he knew he would not be around to lead him here himself.
He would not have led Archibald somewhere that he thought he would be marked for death.
I do not believe they knew that's what they were up against. I don't believe they had any idea what was to befall the Brotherhood. Else, they would have told others here. People would not have been caught by surprise.
How many were there of you? 4.
It's a good question. I hadn't thought about it. I'm unaware. I believe a large number, the way your fathers spoke about people, perhaps 30, 40 people. Men of renown, men of no standing, quite a mix. All I know is that they came to London because the king had died, and that required the new king to undertake some sort of ritual to maintain some sort of barrier. The heads of state of many kings are part of this web. I believe the new king was not quite as swayed by the knowledge as the previous, and there was some issues there. I believe all this timing is it's quite peculiar.
So did he complete whatever this ritual was or not?
I do not believe so.
Perhaps we should go and convince him.
So I don't think any of us will be getting an audience with the king anytime soon.
I'm sure somebody could talk their way in.
Perhaps one day, but you're not even out in society yet.
I wouldn't have to be me. I could be someone different. I could try.
No, I think this is... There are more in the Brotherhood. This is just...
Well, where are they?
Paris, Venice, Prague, Rome, all over. And,
Where's Archibald gone?
I do not know.
Do you know anything?
No, that is what I am trying to impress upon you. We know so precious little about what is going on right now. That is what makes it so dangerous. But I do frightfully fear for Archibald.
But Archibald ought to be safe. He has never undertaken the trial. He did not even know that this place existed. He thought Papa had merely missed some bills and vanished.
Yes, I fear that his investigations may have led him to cross paths with nefarious people in some way, perhaps. These rumors that he followed your fathers to Paris appear simply to be rumors. I have not been able to find evidence of his crossing at Calais or Folkestone. It is still early days, of course, but in a week I found no signs of his progress anywhere. And I try not to fear the worst, but we are surrounded by blood and death, and...
Do you know what my mother is saying to people? Like, to people, and she knows nothing of any of it.
No, she is furious in her own way. She has told everyone you are unwell and holding up at a home. She didn't want to alarm people with a serious illness, so she said it was simply perhaps a late winter flu that you have all picked up, and with Agatha being of the disposition that you are, that, you know, she felt it was safe for you all to stay home and not have guests, and so far I believe that is well. But yes, once I found you at the Viscount's house, I believed it would be a simple matter of returning you home, and this burden falling on me to maintain the lies. I told her that you were safe. Because, well, normally your fathers would handle her, and I've simply done what I can, but it brought time. But yes,
What will you tell her when we don't return?
Well, I think you simply must return soon. To get you out of London itself seems to be
You're
the right thing
joking.
to do. No, I am not joking.
We've made more progress than you have. In a week.
3 mere women.
With no ties and no connections and nothing at all to our name.
As well,
I thought you knew people.
I have been quite busy cleaning up the bodies.
Can't go home.
I simply do not know what to tell her. I mean,
Tell her.
What, the truth?
No.
God.
She would call us all mad. She would send me to an asylum.
And me.
Would send you to an asylum.
Tell her maybe if she had treated us better, we would have stayed where she wanted us.
She does what she can in her own way.
Well, I cannot go home, regardless, because this doesn't come off, and you told me I can't go somewhere where I can't, and she'll see it, and
Then we must
Lucas cannot come with
fabricate.
us.
We must fabricate some sort of lie that will convince her that you are safe in London in my care for some time.
Perhaps
I cannot.
we got sick at the Viscount's.
I fear she may see through us repeating her own lie back to her. But I am at a loss as to how we explain.
Simply do not. It is not like she
Not.
cares.
She cares very deeply.
Does she?
Certainly about many things. Your reputation's paramount to her, sorry. Yes.
Well, those are good and ruined now, so
Not yet. No, we must protect your reputations at all costs.
Well, then let her continue on with her lies as she is so much better at it. And she can simply keep worrying. Unless, of course, you do want to take us home and I'll rip her head off.
Yes. Another reason why your training is paramount right now. That is a very real thing that could happen.
Shame. Maybe then she'd listen or pay attention to us.
Thalia.
Jonathan.
I understand you've been through a lot. Right now we need clear, level-headed thinking, not
The clearest,
emotional outbursts.
level-headed thinking I can give you is say nothing to her. If you give her a lie, she will see through it, so why not simply tell her nothing?
she cannot come here herself. She can't leave Penhallow Hall.
She doesn't even know where we are.
She'd never guess.
And it's not like she'd come here if she did, no.
Suppose you're right, and we're so used to telling lies, the thought of telling nothing at all seems strange. But you are right, she could not possibly leave Penhallow Hall to your young brother. He would certainly ruin reputations.
Quite.
Though I fear we are unduly harsh on him. He is a bright boy, he just lacks focus.
Yes, my brothers are wonderful. And they will be fine, and my mother will be fine, knowing nothing.
Very well, we leave the repercussions to...
She told Miss Pentecost? Or has she been lied to as well?
I would imagine that she's informed your mother that you are unwell.
If my mother thought I was unwell, she would have come find me.
I believe she would probably be on her way to Penhallow now, yes. Then I suppose we leave that to your mother too.
She seems like an odd person to,
Who? Which?
Mrs. Pentecost.
Pentecost.
For your father to marry, given what we may have found out about him.
Quite.
She wasn't always that way. When your father first met her, yes, he was quite taken with her. She was high-spirited and matched his, shall we say, rigor for life. And they fell immediately in love. I remember. But, yes, it was strange. It was,
It was because of me, wasn't it?
not because of you, no. But yes, in some ways, but that was not your fault. It was... You got sick. Any child could have, but... I do not know why, and nobody could talk her out of it, but she became obsessed with... She prayed constantly. And convinced herself that was what was required, and then of course you started to get better. And that simply convinced her that this newfound faith that she had was correct, and so your father tried many times to temper her zealousy, I suppose, but
Zeal.
zeal. But don't zealots get zealous? So it's zealousy.
Jealous people get zeal.
Very well.
I've read the dictionary.
What was it you said?
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
But nothing would temper her zeal. In the end, I think your father just gave up. What can you do in these situations?
Do we have an excuse for Georgiana being the way she is as well?
She is...
I'll take that as a no.
I am sorry.
For what?
The way you feel you've been treated by her.
The way she has been treated by her.
Yes. Yes.
Regardless, we will be going back to the Velvet Masquerade. And you can keep us safe however you like, but you can't stop us doing that.
Well, evidently you are correct. I cannot stop you physically. I do think it's an incredibly unwise decision that may well lead to your death.
Do you know what I think was an incredibly unwise decision? Never mind, let's hope it doesn't lead to your death.
What is it? This thing that you think... When you say we are in danger and it may lead to our deaths, what exactly do you mean?
Well, if we take the information that I know and the information that you've brought, and if we jump to conclusions that someone brought something through.
A demon, do you think?
A demon, yes. This little girl that you mentioned, this
Eloise.
blood sacrifice, they very may well have used her blood to open up some sort of crack in the gates. There are, in your vision you saw the giant gates, right? Am I correct? They're not real gates. What's the word I'm looking for?
Metaphor?
Sure, they're not a metaphor either. They are real, but they're not.
Symbol?
Yes, the vision is symbolic of the barriers in place between our world and theirs. And we are in charge of patching up cracks and holding the weave together. But yes, under the right circumstances, it is possible to punch small holes through this wall and allow something through. And they desperately want to come through.
But it can be patched again, you said.
Yes, I mean, the thing that you're describing would have been temporary. Once the blood is used, the hole would disappear again. But other times, yes, rituals are required and magic is required to heal. And at the moment, I believe it's the weakest it's been in a long time.
And how do we strengthen it again?
We do not. This is so far above our station. Your fathers were the ones that knew what to do and had the ear of the king.
Well, then we find them, and we get the ear of the new king, and we find a way to fix it.
Yes. Yes.
And we cannot do any of that if we are shut away.
Does the new king frequent whites?
Whites? I mean, occasionally, I believe. I believe he is a member. If you're suggesting kidnapping the king and forcing him to perform a ritual that none of us know
Not at
about.
all.
Merely convincing him.
Perhaps show him that things are real.
I think you have a better idea. We find your fathers. They at least have a connection to the king. They speak with him. They are or were his official advisors. My understanding is that he simply laughed them out of the room, but their titles and their positions are still well respected in the House of Lords. And if we can find them, we can perhaps start to fix whatever is happening. But we can't do that if you're dead.
And you think these demons will be coming after us, or be hunting us in the streets of Ratcliffe?
That is my fear. That it seems to be what has happened to others who have left the sanctuary here.
Wow.
What was that?
No.
It's a ghost. We are going in circles, you know. Perhaps Lucas knows more than you do, so maybe we should wait for him to be better.
I was going to suggest the same thing.
Of course you were. So, perhaps we should go home for the night, and we'll return tomorrow.
Yes.
Perhaps you should stay here for tonight until Lucas wakes, and your man Richard can stay here too. And we'll talk to Lucas. Carefully, mind. He is in a fragile state.
Madame will be worried if we don't come back again. I told her we would be back.
Well, perhaps myself and Richard can go and speak with her and explain.
She'll speak to you.
Well, that is why I'm suggesting myself and Richard
You
can be
are
your...
not going anywhere to try and speak for us. In all of this, whatever it is that we're in, there must be some form of protection that we can take with us if you're also worried about us.
I would just suggest that you only leave this place during daylight hours. You must return here before nightfall. It seems to be at night when these, whatever it is, feels more free to move and attack. I found no evidence of any daylight attacks, nothing in the open. It seems to understand what it's doing and knows how to remain hidden.
What time is it now?
I have absolutely no idea. Let me
So
think.
we slept
You
through
woke
the
up.
rest of the
I
night.
feel like it's got to be late afternoon.
Yeah.
It's got to be 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 2:45. Exactly. And the grandfather clock times that just as
Chimes 2:45.
yeah.
That's an annoying clock. It goes every 15 minutes.
Imagine.
Yeah, like lots of clocks will do a little ding every 15 minutes.
Oh, I didn't.
I was imagining like a ring.
Same. I was like, bong.
And then it just like stops 3/4 of the way through. Okay.
Because I'm old and know that these clocks exist. Your digital worlds.
Well,
Anyway,
if we are to go back and speak to Madame, we ought to do it soon then.
in my head I was just thinking that Agatha looks up with her back's to the clock. She's like, it's 2:45. Goes, ding. Just afterwards.
That's canon.
Where were we? Right, yes.
We were leaving.
It gets dark about 6, I suppose, in spring. Early spring. No, I suppose we're May now, aren't we?
No.
Yeah.
Early May, though.
8? Okay. Well, I'll just say it sunsets at 8, sure.
In this universe, it does.
Yeah.
Google time.
Because I'm like, full summer, we're talking like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Who cares? I mean, I guess you do.
I do.
You love your specifics. Whatever. I think I got it right.
Yeah, it's around 8.
So,
Boom. Mic drop. Be back before dark. You're not just keeping yourself safe by remaining here, you're keeping your Velvet Masquerade companions safe too.
Do I sense any contempt in his voice?
Roll an insight check.
19.
He definitely didn't use the word friends.
Okay. Oh. What are you throwing?
Oranges.
Agatha, you remember the way to open the door upstairs?
Let's go.
Very well.
I stand up.
Yeah, I'll follow.
And before I leave the room, I turn to Jonathan. I take back the apology. And walk.
Very well. What you don't see is Jonathan.
He cries.
Single tear. He does cry, actually, yeah. You know what? Yeah. What you don't see is a little tear filling Jonathan's eyes.
Oh, how sad for him.
Oh, that burden.
Poor boy with all his burdens.
That's when we'll take a break.
Stop it. No. Bad DM. Naughty.
Welcome
You're disgusting.
to ASMR episode of Damsels in Dicestress.
I would leave
That's
the.
not ASMR.
I would stop watching if
Sure it is.
I would stop watching a show if they did that.
Oh no, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Well, I've got a chalkboard here somewhere.
No, you made a promise that you weren't going to do that anymore.
We now need to edit all of this out.
Yeah, we will edit all of this out. Absolutely.
Anyway, should we play the game?
And we're back. Fresh start. Edited all of that out. We're in. Did I press record? Yeah. Cool.
Oh, is my mic on?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
everyone's mics are fucking on.
Okay. Jesus.
Checking. Good
You're looking so unprofessional.
Right, let's play.
Oh. We'll edit that out.
Will we though? I guess.
My cum sounds.
Jesus.
Things I would. So, June 1st. We'll edit this back into the very beginning of the show. There we go. So we are doing some editing. Welcome to this week's episode. June 1st, we will be in Birmingham at the UK Games Expo doing a live show of Damsels in Daughters. And
Well, no.
that's a whole other show. That's on my OnlyFans.
We will be doing a one shot as our company, Damsels in Dicestress. It is potentially adjacent to the Demons and Daughters campaign, but it will be a separate one shot. It will be its own thing, but it's going to be Regency. There's going to be monsters. It's going to be really, really fun. If you're in the UK and you can come along and you like us.
And an as yet
hi.
unrevealed special guest.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just
You know
like,
what's really funny to me? Sorry, you go first.
And then we'll cut that and we'll go and put that in at the beginning.
And that's
What
what's
we've
really
announced.
funny because we're all in different clothes.
My spinach.
And now we're back into back from the break.
Substituted for watercress.
I bet Agatha loves water.
That's reasonable. I like watercress.
But I like it too, but I prefer spinach.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, should we
guess
do
everybody
our
does.
show?
I'm getting that clip of you saying that, and I'm just making a TikTok of it with no context, of just you in costume going, my spinach has been substituted for watercress.
You know, the bizarre snacks that you have on the table. And yet none of you ever think about just making some Regency sandwiches.
I
I'm eating a sandwich at the table. I can't pick it.
I think about
I would.
cubes of like little Regency snacks, but then I can never be bothered, and also it's expensive to buy stuff. Because also the Regency snacks I think that Rosalind eats is fruit and then like little like cakes and like macaron things.
I did think about making pastries for our next session.
Do it.
I don't know what ones to make, but hey, there was the 2 times that I just had a pile of cubed buttered bread.
That was very Regency, very Agatha's childhood core, I think. Yeah.
And I had Scotch eggs last week.
That is true.
That's 1738 for you.
Shall we
carry
please
on?
play the game?
Where even were we? Walking to
Leaving,
me.
yeah. With Richard, our new dad. Love him forever.
Yes, time skip, you get back to the brothel.
No.
How do we get there?
You walk.
We don't
I
walk
need
to the
to-
temple.
Okay.
I need to pull Agatha aside
Okay.
while we're walking.
Bro.
So like away from
The others.
the others.
Yeah, I'll be walking ahead with Richard anyway.
Okay.
I need you to do something for me.
All right.
If what Jonathan said is true, and we can lose control and not know what's going to happen, I need you to take care of that for me.
It won't happen.
If it does, I need you to promise.
Only if it does. But it won't. We won't let it.
All right. And keep walking.
Well, that brought the tone down.
It's so weird to be walking around the streets of London looking like posh people again. Mm-hmm. That was out of character, by the way. Wasn't it?
Yeah. Do we get weird looks on the way?
Sure, yeah. A few looks.
I just glare at them.
A few women cross the street. The opposite side, obviously.
They cross
Not
without
to
a
you.
man running into the into the road and shouting that there's women crossing the street.
They do seem to manage quite well on their own, yeah.
Yeah, I clocked that. Sorry. Guess we walk back to the brothel then.
You gonna walk?
Unless the boat is still... And you would rather...
The boat's back in Ratcliffe. We took
Oh,
a carriage here, if you remember.
Forgive me.
I was definitely there.
My mind was a bit all over the place.
Yeah,
Do we still have a carriage?
But
I
Jonathan,
can flag one down.
we've no money on us.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess if he stops at the Velvet, we can pop in and get some.
Yes. I suppose we don't need to be as careful as before about being tracked. Jonathan knows where we are now.
Okay, I'll flag something down then. And yeah, he flags down a horse carriage. A couple go past that were already in use, but one guy pulls over. Yeah, we want to go to Ratcliffe. Velvet Masquerade. Don't ask questions. Right, yeah, sure, whatever you want. Hop in, it'll cost whatever it costs.
We get in.
Yeah, you get in, you go back. While you're on the carriage ride, Richard says, I'll be honest, I didn't follow everything that was being said there. What's all this talk about curses and taints? Was it taints? No, that's...
Tainted.
I mean, I know what taints are. Obviously in my line of business. But what's all this stuff about tainted blood?
There is a lot to catch you and Madame up on, but a lot of it is quite unbelievable.
Well, I think we've had quite a lot of unbelievable already, so...
How much does he already know?
Well,
I mean, he has a name, but...
Sorry, Richard.
well, you were there when... Well, I suppose... I don't recall. Were you there when the young man, Lucas, was talking about my father and his father? And
No, I was locked up downstairs when that happened. I remember.
Well, the thing... Perhaps we ought to wait and when we speak to Madame, you can join us and we will explain everything together. I believe she's been working on some translations that may add to what we have to say.
Sure. And eventually you get back into the hallowed halls of the Velvet Masquerade. Madame Beatrice is sitting on the bottom of the stairs, waiting. When the door opens, she stands up, pushes down her dresses, and walks over to her. Thank goodness you're all back. She's actually French. I don't know what happened. Are you all?
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Well, I am so glad you're all back safely.
Yes, Madame, I'm terribly sorry for how we must have frightened you this morning.
I was, yes, I've been out of my mind to worry all of you. But, yes, you are all back. 1, 2, 3. Un, deux, trois.
There is a lot we have to talk about.
It's the limit of my French, I'm afraid.
And
Yes.
and Richard really ought to join us too.
Very well. Let us, yes, we'll head to my rooms then. I've been working, distracting myself with your book, and, yes, there was much to be learned, I think, and shared between all of us.
Yes.
Oh, I am so relieved. Come, let's go.
Follow her up.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, you'll head up to the room, get yourself comfortable on various seats, beds, whatever. Well, perhaps you should go first and put me out of my misery.
Well, we found it. The Fraternitas Custodum that
Oui.
my papa wrote of. When we arrived, it was... Well, first we had to break a code to get in, and it was a secret, but we did it, and there was a bridge, and before the bridge was a pillar with a red stone, and when we all touched it, we saw a message from our fathers, as if preserved in time somehow. And it was some sort of trial, they called it afterwards, a test, I believe, to become initiated into the Brotherhood. And it worked on blood, you see, so when Richard touched it, he was transported.
Yeah, it just sent me to some sort of prison cell somehow. I touched it in a blink of an eye. I was just standing somewhere else, behind bars. Most peculiar. We
managed to cross the bridge, and then it was It was like a series of rooms with tests in them. It was to test strength, intelligence, and wisdom. And
well, we failed some of the tests, but it seems that it does not make a difference because those who fail don't come out the other end.
But you did?
Well, with a little help.
Jonathan Whitmore was there at the end of it all.
The man that we have met.
Yes, and a boy called Lucas, who was part of this brotherhood. They said they were the only ones left, that something has been hunting them and has left them torn apart. Our fathers are still unaccounted for. We had actually garnered more information than they had, which we shared. They had no knowledge of Duna and what she said, or of the house where Eloise. And everything that we read of, the demons, the gods, well, it's all quite real. And apparently sometimes there's a wall between worlds that can grow thin, or perhaps a blood sacrifice can be used to cause cracks and bring something through. Sorry. And I suppose that's what happened. That's what those men did with Eloise. And Jonathan...
It's okay.
He said my papa was a sorcerer, which is different, apparently, to a wizard, which is what Lucas said he was. And they saw the ring. Apparently, it's all connected, and it's bound to some sort of power that Lucas is going to try and teach me to use. But they were very surprised that we were there. They did not seem to think that it would even be possible for women. But Jonathan is very... Well, he says that it's dangerous for us to be away from that place. That the only reason Lucas has survived and has not been marked and hunted like the others is that he's simply not left in a long time. He says that it seems to be safer in the day, that there are no attacks reported, but that at night, whatever it is that's hunting them, this thing, it hunts, I suppose, and attacks.
I see. And you think that it might come here?
He seemed to think that we were now marked, as the others of the Brotherhood are, simply for... Well, there was a part in the trials that involved... Well, we touched some blood, and then we were... Well, it was like we were inside visions of all sorts of wars and gods and demons, and that has marked us, apparently.
I see. So you have come to tell me you are leaving?
Well, we don't want to.
We will do whatever you ask us to do. If you do not want us to be here if you think we would be endangering your people.
I do not want you to be in danger either.
Jonathan seems to think we are safest there with him, but Jonathan has lied about many things, so...
I see, but, he has kept you safe in the past before this was revealed? You did not suspect him, or... Until now, he has never given you a reason to, suspect him, no?
I don't think he's lying, necessarily, just... I think he still sees the children we were when he looks at us. And he's... I don't know.
He doesn't think we're capable. He wants to send us back home.
I see.
Well, he cannot, and we explained why he cannot, and he's very aware of that now.
And he's not going to, but it is still his want to. He does not want to teach us anything, he just feels he has to.
I see. Well, if what he is saying is true, then you should put your safety first.
But...
Until we know more information about what you are hunting or what is hunting you, perhaps you have no choice but to trust that he is telling the truth, because it sounds like if you are wrong and you stay here...
Well, I should hate for anything to happen to any of you, and because of us.
We...
And you've been so kind to us. Was there anything else you found in the books?
I have finished translating much of the book, revealing certain rituals and blood pacts that you can apparently make with this ritual that your ancestor has undertaken of some sort, if it is to be believed.
Which it is.
Sorry? Speak up.
It is to be believed.
I see. And this Jonathan has confirmed it to you, I suppose?
He didn't have to.
Okay. Well, you're of course welcome here whenever you want. We will keep your room for you. And do not forget about us, of course.
We could never.
Yeah. If you like, I can still keep looking into things for you, following the leads that you have found. Evidently, we are better at this than other people, by what you're saying.
Yes. And
Women will just have to show him that we can be contended with after all. No? But for now, you keep yourself safe. And if it's true you can travel in a day, then we will find a place we can meet to discuss.
Or we can always come back here and talk, or...
Oui?
And if there's anything that we can do in return for you, you have shown us such kindness these past few days. We would be all too happy.
Yes, thank you. Well, perhaps I will think of something, but at the moment, no, we are all good.
And should Richard find anything about the moon people?
Oui. You will share it with me, and we will... Oui? Thalia, you wanted to say something?
Sorry, I was just there haven't been any charges pressed? Have there? You said before that.
No, I think there was perhaps a little bit of trouble brewing between the Radcliffe people and the policemen, but I'm keeping an eye on it and making sure it goes in the direction that I would like to see it go, which is away from us and at each other. But yes, perhaps there was a little blowback to come for us, but I'm not sure yet.
I'm terribly sorry for any trouble we've put you through.
No, it has been very interesting. I am sad to see it end, to tell the truth. This is the most interesting week I have had in my entire life.
Well, then we shall simply have to visit often and keep you informed.
Oui.
Yes.
And I would, I would like you to come, and we will delve further into this mystery. Especially if you say if these people are gone, then who better to take over and understand than people of the world that truly know their way around London.
Yes.
I suppose we should gather our things then.
Yes.
You are welcome to leave whatever you want here, of course.
Might we have our books back?
Yes, of course. You'll find all my translations are tucked in the back.
Thank you so much.
They're over there.
So we'll go and pick those up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come join you in a bit. I'm just going to go say goodbye.
All right.
So I'll go back downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
The room.
Sure. You go off and find Thomas, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah, who are you going to say goodbye to?
I wonder.
He's out in the garden doing push-ups. What a coincidence. One-handed push-ups. Hand behind his back. He looks up. Glad you're back, safe. Gives you a big hug.
We're not staying here any longer.
Oh,
We'll come back, but we need to go.
okay.
I'm sorry.
I guess I'll see you around. Soon, I hope.
I do it. Yeah, lean in. Stop it! Stop ruining That's not how it happens.
Now have the moment nicely.
Okay, I'll
Naughty DM.
I'll edit that out. I won't. Okay. So you lean up your teeny tiny little mouth down up to his big face and you kiss. He puts his hands around your waist. He holds you tight. You feel so small. and he feels like a giant thing that hugs you and makes you feel safe. I don't know words.
I'll see you.
Yeah.
And I turn around and leave.
Are you red when you come into the room and we see you?
He's imaginary.
Huh?
Nothing. Nothing.
I probably am. Yeah. Yeah, so I go back to...
I've left the room.
Oh,
Sorry.
I guess I'm sorting out my things.
stuff.
I've gone to find Jonathan.
Sure. Which Jonathan? Because there's 18
Poor
of them.
Jonathan.
Brothel Jonathan.
Mm-hmm. Sure. He is in the kitchen making himself a sandwich. Sliced ham and cheese.
This is yours.
Oh, my
Hat.
hat. Wonderful. It's invisible. I can't tell. Oh, my hat. Yes. Lovely. I heard you went missing last night.
Yes,
But you're back.
I am.
Wonderful.
But we're leaving again.
Oh,
That's why I'm giving
but not going missing this time.
No, I shan't be missing.
Good. Good.
Of course, you won't know where we are, so to you I could be missing, but I'm not actually missing.
Really? Fascinating.
Yes.
I will presume then that you're not missing.
Excellent.
Just missing in my heart. From my heart, yes. Missing from these hallowed halls.
Yes. I'll see you around sometime.
I expect so. People do.
Yes. All right.
I do get about.
Goodbye. And I
Ta-ta, I suppose.
head back to the room.
Well, they come and they go.
I love Jonathan. That one.
Are you still pink when I come back?
I'm just like, oh shit, this is in his room, isn't it? Right, I'm leaving again. I'm going to his room.
Rosalind's like, where's everyone going?
Because I lent this.
Yeah, but Rosalind has like 16,000.
No, actually, no. I'm going to get a piece of paper
Oh.
and I'm gonna write. I'll pick this up soon. I hope you enjoy it. And then I go to his room, and I guess, would this have come into the real world?
If your necklace did, I feel like it did.
Well, because you took Evelina with you.
Did you bring Evelina back out with you? You now have 2 books. If
Did you were carrying it? It didn't disappear.
I don't know if I was.
I assumed that you both put them in your bags. Because you then gave the manuscript
I
to me,
held
so I left
it.
that behind.
I'll allow you to simply choose. Did you leave it behind or did you take it with you? 3, 2, 1.
I took it with me.
Okay.
Okay, so there are 2 copies of Evelina now.
Yeah.
So I go to the one in Thomas's room, put that note in, put it like just at the top so he can see it, and then leave. And then go back.
While you're in there, make a perception check.
Bro, why?
To see the other people.
10.
Cool.
You see nothing.
Bro. Why? Is there a woman hiding in the closet?
Is there a ghost?
Is there a ghost?
You see nothing, including the 3 women in his bed, waiting for him to get back.
Why did he stop mid-job to come and work out? He was like, damn it, I'm not strong enough.
Yeah. So there's 3 of them. I better pump it up.
Yeah.
The muscles.
Anyway,
Yep.
Rosalind is having a really weird moment packing up her dresses because there's one almost identical to the one I'm wearing and there's now 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of them's better.
Taya, would you like to speak up?
Nope.
I guess for ease, we could pack all our things into the trunk that the Viscount sent.
Yeah.
Sure.
We've got
Yeah.
a big trunk now between us. So I
Got a
guess
big trunk. Edit that.
I've started packing stuff into the trunk then.
Same. And into my bags, but I don't have that much stuff.
What are you going to do about the lion's head?
Well, now that is an excellent question. Because I do want it. I want it, fair and square. But I don't know where to put it. Perhaps Madam will look after it for me.
Perhaps.
That one is looking a little... It's had some better days. Of course, I'm sure all the lions had better days when they were alive. But...
Well, that's very generous of you.
It's going to be weird to leave.
I don't want to,
I don't want to.
Me neither.
but we can come back when we're not busy. We'll and to check in about everything. Madame said that she would keep helping us with everything.
It's strange to think we've only been here a few days. This was the safest I've felt since leaving home. Which is ironic, probably. But I suppose it is for the better. Shall we say goodbye to everyone?
At least should say goodbye to Zach.
Yes. I guess we'll go look around the house, see who we
Sure.
find.
Yeah, you find a number of them in the lounge. Because why make it hard for you guys? Zach's in there. Some of the others are in there.
You've forgotten all their names.
Yeah.
Lulu.
Diamond
Rose.
and Lulu are both in there. Rose isn't.
Why did Diamond have to be in there?
Zach's there. Yeah, you guys walk in. Diamond's like, oh, if it isn't our little lovebirds. Back again and ready to sing.
We actually came to say goodbye. We're not to be staying here any longer. But we still have ongoing business with Madame and Richard, so we will be back.
Good. We've all enjoyed having you around.
There's a lion's head in our room to potentially be loaned until I have the space to put it.
Lovely. Our one is looking a little lopsided.
Yes. All right then.
Thank you all for everything. You made us feel welcome and safe here, which is...
Well, that's what we do. I can't believe that you guys are just coming in and then going out again. I mean, it is a whorehouse, so that does make sense. But, you know what I mean.
It is not by choice that we're leaving.
Come, hugs, 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 hugs. Come on.
I can't tell who this is.
That one's Zach.
I could tell that. I thought
I
that.
don't want to just announce who my characters are.
No, I thought it was
Anyway.
Zach, but then I
Whatever.
second-guessed myself.
Okay.
We'll go.
Okay, we'll go have a hug.
Hugs, yeah. Diamond gets up. She gives you all a hug too. Lulu sort of gives you a little handshake and stuff.
I show Lily my dress, and I'm really excited about it.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Well,
Yes.
we shall see you soon, I'm sure.
Well, I'm sure you're welcome here anytime.
All right then.
Yes. Well, all the best, and hope you find that strength. You know, it's
Yes, yes.
Speaking of strength, I should go say goodbye to Thomas. And where's he?
Garden. I'll show you.
I'm gonna come with you guys because I think this is funny. I'm gonna leave Diamond now.
cool. Yeah, you were out to the gardens. Thomas is just sort of sitting down on one of the walls, just sort of
Oh.
looking out into the garden, just looking around. I guess he sees you guys. Stands up.
Arm wrestle for the road?
No thanks.
Oh. I'll go easy on you.
Okay, one more time. I'm sure I'll win this time.
He is down. He needs it.
18 plus 3, 21.
18 plus 3, 21.
Oh, that's quite sweet.
That's mental.
Yeah. We're getting stronger, I guess.
Or you are.
No, I've always been strong.
All right. Bye then.
Bye.
Goodbye again.
Goodbye again.
I'm sure we shall all see each other again soon.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're ever free on a... I'm sure wherever we're staying has spare rooms.
Yes, that's true.
I walk off back to the
Yes.
room.
Goodbye.
And I'm gonna follow.
Come back. Did you want to maybe do that again? You know, so it's a proper goodbye.
A proper goodbye, yes. But before, if you do want to come visit, we're in Temple.
In Temple.
Mhm.
I know it.
Find us there. Richard can show you.
I hope we do more than kiss one day.
I'm glad Rosalind's got that.
When you're ready. He kisses you.
Like his work.
He gives it just enough tongue to be respectful.
Why do you just have to ruin the moment, bro?
This is awkward.
It's not awkward. It's
Beautiful!
amazing.
Agmas for life.
All right. Well, goodbye for real this time. And I leave.
And what you don't
Is that what you do on the way back to the room?
Yes, probably.
And what don't I see?
Oh, nothing.
Oh.
No.
So, I guess it doesn't take us very long to pack everything up because we don't have many belongings.
No. Are you taking everything except for the lion's head? You are taking
I
everything.
think it's
Yes.
smart to.
Okay. Cool. Pack it up. Richard helps you get a carriage. Load the carriage up. You head back.
Before we go, I'm gonna give Richard another hug.
Sure.
Apparently, I love Richard now.
Okay, he gives you a hug back.
Thank
Nice.
you
Um,
again for everything. It has been a very trying few days, and
certainly has. But
I'm-
wouldn't change it for the world.
thank you.
I'll give him a hug too.
Nice. He hugs you all back.
Is Madam B there?
She can be. If you want. She can be standing at the doorway.
I go to give her a hug and then think better of it and take her hand and kiss her on the hand.
Delightful. I'm glad you have learned some proprieties at last. And then she flips her hand around and kisses your hand. Now, I suppose if you are leaving, I should give some sort of wise farewell. But
we shall be back soon.
oui. So be brave, be strong, be wise, and don't trust men. Edit that out. No, we won't. But we will. Yes, we will continue this once you are safe. I have a feeling that we are connected for reasons beyond the happenstance, and our paths will continue to cross.
Oh,
Oui?
no, it's all right.
No, please.
No,
Now is the time to speak our
it's
minds.
really- no, it's not a problem.
No, I insist.
I-
Rosalind, I insist.
It was just that if we were to have anything else sent here for us, well, I was going to propose you send it on, but we can come back regularly enough to pick it up ourselves. I'm sure there will be nothing, just in case.
Sounds delightful. And if anybody comes calling for you, of course I have never heard of you.
Yes.
so
Thank you.
Thank you, and I'm excited to see what happens next. Stay safe, girls.
We will do our best.
I know you will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, be about you then before the sun sets.
Yes.
Right, we head off then.
Cool. Yeah. Carriage ride, back through London, back to Temple, through the secret house with the entrance, back into the secret place. Richard sitting in the lounge, reading a book.
Jonathan.
Yeah. Richard got there first. What, girls?
I'll
What, yeah, I'm also a member. Was all along. No. Jonathan sitting there by the fireplace, reading a book by some candle or gaslight or whatever. Ah. Good. You're making the right decisions here, I can see. In these walls, you are safe.
Where shall we put our things?
I'm just carrying this one trunk of all of us.
Yeah.
I suppose you can find one of the dormitories on the right, perhaps the second door. You can consider it your room, make it as you please, since it is no longer being used.
So it's a little bit French.
Because I have been talking slightly. Yes, sorry. The book I'm reading is French, and sometimes as I read it, no, you don't.
Left to go to
You don't want to know.
Yeah,
of
me
course.
too.
And yes.
So try the second door, is it?
Sure.
Yeah. What's it like?
It's a very sparse room. There's 6 bunk beds in there, so like 3 beds, 6 bunks. You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I was thinking, are like the bunk beds, are they like connected or could we take them apart?
Whatever you want.
Because then we could make 3 double beds.
Mood?
What?
Mood?
We could, yeah.
Could do that.
Oh, I thought you called me rude.
No.
That's how kids talk these days. They say mood.
Yeah.
We could make one massive bed.
Sure. Make an intelligence check.
Agatha's just immediately
Who?
started investigating beds. Rosalind has not had this thought.
10.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can take them down, push them all together and stuff. There's that annoying seam down the middle, but
Oh.
I mean, I'm just leaving my bed how it is, to be honest.
Okay, I'm going to leave it how it is. There's a scene.
I mean, I would be doing your bed.
That's so true.
I guess we have a bunk bed each, though.
Yeah.
Is there a wardrobe?
yeah.
7 dresses.
Yeah. There's like a couple of
Great now.
some boxes at the front of the beds and things like that.
And more pairs of shoes.
A couple of writing
Oh
tables.
my god, you've got your Cinderella shoes.
I do, don't I?
Right, Rosalind's gonna go and start hanging up her dresses.
Sure.
I put my hat on the dresser.
Nice. Oh, there's an entire hat stand.
Oh,
Is
Put it
there
on
like
Holly's gonna use all of that by the end.
is there like an
Yes.
okay?
What are you on?
I stack my books on it then,
Yeah.
and
Shelf.
then I make a pile of like the code. I mean, there's only 2 codes, so
put the big book on there as well then.
yeah.
Yeah,
the
I'll add
books
my dad's demonology book to it.
Cool.
Stand my sword up next to the hat stand.
Do you have your lion's head, or did you?
Nah, I left that behind.
Okay.
And I just like look at a spot on the wall and I'm like, would have fitted a lion's head.
I don't want to break my shoes, so I take them off and I display them on a bookshelf.
Ah, but remember they're sturdy.
I put them back on.
I made sure all of your shoes were super practical as well as pretty.
Okay, all right. They'll stay on then. I was imagining they were glass.
No, they're gold and silver in the original. They're like silk.
Okay, cool. That's fine then.
Nobody cares.
I'll keep them on.
I care.
Carry on.
I don't know what was happening anymore. Okay, so I'm putting away all my dresses.
Did you remember? This is what it looked like from whatever glimpse of it you had, or was it just the idea of it? Or do you not know?
Well, I gather everything came from... I mean, of course I knew what it looked like.
Yes.
And I know what you read, so I'd seen illustrations that were similar. I obviously changed some things, I suppose.
It's perfect.
Do you still have the whiskey?
Yeah, I've been holding
Drunk under the arm, whiskey in the other hand.
I suppose we can put that on one of the dresses.
Are there any glasses in there?
In the room that you're in,
Yes, and
make an investigation check.
oh, look as well.
Natural 20.
Yeah, it turns out in a drawer there's some not quite so fancy glasses. There's a few
All
there.
right, I pour us all a little bit and hand them out.
Cheers.
To something, I suppose?
Yes, to progress and to all of us being safe and together.
Have you looked in the mirror yet?
Is there a mirror?
Absolutely.
Yes, I will go and look.
It's a big full-length mirror.
Do you want to know about your hair now?
Yeah. I feel like you really want to tell me about
I
my
really
hair.
do. Do you want the whole memory or do you want me to just tell you?
I want you to tell me everything you want to tell me.
Okay. Because I wrote about this. I put so much thought into this. It really isn't that big of a thing. But you have a memory of being 13, sitting in Stone Manor Library on the window seat with Thalia next to you. She's reading some big book that you can't make out the name of and you don't think she's really listening anymore. She's got the half frown that she does when she's trying to translate a particularly difficult section, and you're describing the hair that you wanted when you presented to the Queen when you came of age. So it's that, but a bit dishevelled.
Bro.
The Queen?
Like when we come out at court.
Agatha knows all about it. Just
So, like, when you are presented to be able to
be married and like, be a lady of society, like
Sold
your
off
family
like
takes you to
cattle.
court and they like present you to the Queen, and then you're an adult basically and you can marry. That's
I assume the Queen as in like the King's wife.
yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, we don't have a Queen yet.
No.
We've got
Well,
another
it's
king
it's
to
kind
go.
of generally like to court, like to the court.
Right.
But it's like a big event.
Okay.
And ours was put off because our dads were going away. So like that's why we're not out yet in society. Lol.
I know that.
Agatha knows that.
Yeah, Agatha does. I'll just have a little moment with that then.
Enjoy.
Oh, right. I'm gonna go to the trunk to get out my bundle of like cloths and ribbons and stuff, which when I was packing away, I kind of like wrapped them all in like whatever the biggest bit of cloth was. You said I don't care about this. And I'm just gonna go over to you. I know it seems rather silly now in the grand scheme of things, but you did win one of these off of me, and I really think you ought to take a look through them.
Okay. And I'll take a look through them.
And in and amongst them is a bolt of cloth that is like this deep forest green damask pattern that I bought at Miss Blacklin's. It's like a cravat square, basically. It's just not been sewn yet. And I bought it with the Viscount and I've been holding on to it, waiting for you to come and get the prize ribbon since. I know it doesn't seem very important, but I just thought it would work tremendously well with that shirt you have on. Of course, I need to sew it properly, but I feared otherwise it might be forgotten forever. Do you like it? Well, it's yours.
I'm very pink.
I'm gonna then very quickly go and like finish sorting and like organising my things.
So I suppose we wait for Lucas to wake up before we can discuss things more.
What time is it now?
It was 2:45 when we left.
6 exactly.
6:14.
Dong!
It's 6:14. 1 minute later. 6:15 now. Not canon. Actually,
Canon.
I shall miss having our meals with everybody at the Velvet Masquerade.
I can't give Zach any clothes now.
Well, next time we go back.
I don't have any clothes that he'd like. He doesn't like green. I don't own anything that's not green.
Well, maybe one day you shall buy him something.
Do you know what I've just realised? Mm-hmm. You two don't have your ribbons anymore either.
why?
Because they weren't on you in the dream world.
Oh my god. That's fine, I've got 10 million ribbons.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry.
Okay.
Do you
Does that mean that the... Oh no, I always... Never mind.
do you suppose they do... What do we do for dinner?
Well, Lucas and Jonathan have to have been eating something. Frustratingly, the only person we can talk to is Jonathan.
I think I'd rather starve.
Maybe we just look around ourselves. If there is a kitchen, we can find something for ourselves and not have to involve him at all.
Did we find a kitchen in our walks with Richard earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Maybe we can find our way back. We ought to start learning our way around here soon anyway.
I wonder if there's a training room. I suppose there has to be.
Well, shall we go find out?
Yes.
We'll go on another explore.
Sure, make another investigation check. In fact, no, you don't need to, I suppose, because it's a fixed amount of doors you can try. Eventually you'll find them, I suppose.
I got 19 anyway.
I got 10.
I didn't roll.
Out of the open doors that you try, one of at least two of them are sort of wide open spaces that look like they might be used for training. Especially considering one of them has like scorch marks across the wall, like black soot and things against one wall.
I'm going to go and touch the soot marks because I'm just thinking about the painting of my dad.
Mm-hmm. Sure. You run your fingers over the stone, it comes away, there's black on them.
It's odd to think that they were all here. You know, that they spent time here. This was a place they were respected and known.
I mean, I think your father was respected and known everywhere.
Yes,
That helps.
but it's different. The things they could do. I just wipe the soot off and turn around. What else is in the room?
Pillars. Sure, there's some racks of like training swords off to one side. There's some of those like mannequins that are like stuffed with straw and that sort of things. A few of those.
I go look at the swords and see like how good they are.
Sure, they're training sword. They're blunt. They're dented. They're perfectly good steel,
But not as good as my one.
no. There's no cutting blade on them.
Okay.
Is there, like...
Guns.
No, anywhere that I can find bullets. Because I realised that... I mean, when I was shooting the knights, I don't know how many bullets are in a casing, so...
You don't see anything in your investigations so far.
Okay. I'll be on the lookout for those though.
Mm-hmm.
You all right?
I think so. I mean, there's no going back now from any of it, so.
Kitchen?
Sure, you head to the kitchen. You take a rummage around place. You find a lot of sort of dried foods. So there's dried sausages and cheese, and there's some bread. It's not dried cheese, it's just cheese.
I was trying to figure out dried sausages. Like pepperoni.
Yeah, that sort of stuff, you know.
Just working out your protein gains. Talia's like trying to hit
I'm
our
not saying anything
macros.
controversial here.
I've just never heard of a dried sausage before.
We're vegan. We don't understand meat.
Pepperami type things. Yeah, salami and...
Oh, pepperoni
No, yeah.
so good.
They do a vegan one, but it's gross.
Do they?
Sorry, actually, let's edit that out. I'm not slandering pepperoni.
Vegans are stupid.
Anyway,
I'll go nibble a bit of bread, I guess.
I was going to sort of try and make us up a plate each
Okay,
of like
I'll let you do that.
Oh, there's some fruits as well, obviously.
That's fruit.
dried fruit.
Yeah, no, that's still.
But no, there'll be some fresh fruit there as well. Like some apples and stuff like that. Not the freshest, but...
Is there anything that's not an apple? Sorry, apples are like the only fruit I've been having for like since we got to London. Since we left the Viscounts.
No, I
They're
just feel like...
pineapples.
There's
They
not.
do not have a pineapple here. That was like. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna have an apple.
Anyway, I make a
of
plate
raisins.
for everyone of like relatively
Mm-hmm.
got everything balanced.
Nice, yeah.
a balanced meal.
A balanced meal, yeah.
Fish, though.
No fish. Do you eat meat still?
Yeah,
I ask you this.
Yes. Only I just don't eat fish.
Talia doesn't understand, but just like doesn't say anything and just like continues to dish things up.
Rosaliнд's just happily eating an apple, munching.
Well, Talia would definitely be one of those people that... Oh, you're vegan, so that means you'll eat chicken though, right?
No, she's not.
Yeah. She's stupid.
The amount of character slander in this episode.
I'm not even sure this is an episode anymore.
Anyway, you make
This is like midway between an episode and talks. Anyway.
Should have just ended at an hour and a half.
Anyway, we munch.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't want to train with Jonathan.
It does seem unwise, given what he said about everything. But he said he was not born to any of this, and until he came to work for your father, he had no knowledge of it. He said he learnt from books and study, so perhaps we could do the same. Perhaps we could do the same, and we could help you. If he would probably have to direct us to what books and translate for us, I suppose, should they be in Latin, but
Oh, that gives us an excuse to go back to the Velvet Masquerade.
yes.
Or we could just learn it.
How?
There are millions, there's not millions, that's a bit of an exaggeration. There are hundreds of books in here. I'm sure there's something.
Perhaps.
I mean, how far off is it from Italian?
I don't know.
Well, exactly.
Pretty sure it's loads.
Is it?
Yeah, they're completely different languages.
Don't care.
I know you don't care. 'Cause
I'm
you
going to
just
try
don't
and
know.
learn it at some point. I also don't think training against you two is quite the wisest either. I wouldn't want to hurt either of you.
Yes, but we need somebody who is tough and knows these things, but but that you are not angry at. Perhaps, I know it's a lot to ask, but Richard might... He seemed... Well, he's taken such good care of us over the last few days, especially when you were gone, and I just think he might. They all want us to be safe, after all. And he's heard more of it than anybody else.
And if he's not up for it, I know someone who would relish in going up against you.
That would mean opening Thomas's eyes about quite a lot of things. But perhaps that would happen anyway.
Perhaps this is a conversation for another time, when we actually know what might be happening with us.
Yes, and what this training actually entails.
Yes.
If it is simply Jonathan trying to teach you to control your emotions, I don't think he would be very suited to that.
But it would be funny to watch.
Yes. I'm so glad you're both all right. It seems a very long time ago that we were doing everything we were doing. And it feels quite remarkable, actually, just to be sat here with you both. We did it. We may not have passed the trials, but we survived them.
I missed you both.
When you were...
I'm sorry that I didn't.
You've nothing to apologise for. Nothing.
I just want you both to know that it wasn't that there wasn't versions of you there because I don't want to be around you. It would have broken it all, I think. Both of you. That's all.
It's all right. For what it's worth, we would have understood if you had stayed. It was never. We simply had to try because we had to. But for everyone, and Jonathan was. But there was never anything wrong with any of it. It was. I'm just... Never mind. What do we do now?
It's nighttime. I suppose we go to bed.
I am awfully tired.
Who's going where then? I'll say once we get back into the room.
Are there windows in the room?
No.
Like underground.
Oh yeah.
Are the beds like in a line? Or is it like one's here, one's in a corner?
Like, no, all three are like, 1, 2, 3.
I'm going to ask you if you can take the bed apart, not because I'm having a double bed, but because I don't want anything on top of me.
Right. Is there space for me to move the bed to...
DIY time.
I then realised that that's a really good idea. I'm going to do the same to mine, and I'm just going to create another bunk over there.
And then you realise you could have just shifted one whole bunk over
Yeah.
and taken it and put it down. But you're not the smart one, so...
I'll just do as I'm told.
I just didn't want to feel.
Just a muscle.
I didn't want to feel enclosed.
Do you want yours moved?
I don't mind. Well, perhaps we ought to just get some rest.
Okay.
And I'm gonna... I guess I have fresh underwear now. That's nice. Because my underwear was, like, ruined.
Delightful.
So, yeah, I'll take my dress off and hang it up in the wardrobe. Very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to read Evelina to help me feel sleepy. No. I'm going to use... Where'd it go?
We've put it backwards. There you go.
This is now
Also,
bookmark.
before I like get into bed, I'm gonna go to my crate. Well, not the crate, the trunk where I've like organised all the ribbons, and get out the cravat that I bought for my dad, and like just have that to like when I go to sleep.
Sure. And you will eventually fall to sleep. Thalia. As you
Oh fuck!
drift off,
No.
you don't sleep well, quite fitful. And you dream of your mother and you, and you're walking side by side. But a wind picks up, and you can hear a storm, and then your mother's slightly too far away, and you reach out for her, and she reaches out for you, and there's thunder crackling, and it's dark, and you can't reach her, and she just keeps getting further and further away, even though you're not moving, and she's not moving, but and then you wake up, and you fall back asleep again. There's another similar dream. Something's chasing, and you're running, and you want to get to your mummy, because you know you'll be safe there. And you wake up again with a start. It continues throughout the night.
Jesus.
Eventually you hear a clock strike 7. You probably heard it strike 6 and 5 as well.
Do me and Aggie get to roll more hit points?
Yeah.
Yay!
What are we rolling for them?
A D8 for you and a D10 for you.
6.
3.
Not too bad. I mean, I'm still not fucking...
I'm not doing good, bro. I'm on 9.
I'm on 13.
That's what you started on.
That's
are
what I
you talking about?
started with.
Level 1
You're
Aggie.
doing fine.
Are the dreams the same as ones that I used to have, or are they new ones?
They feel different, yeah.
Once it like chimes that it's like morning and not like
Middle of the night.
yeah, I'll just like sit up in the bed and like give up trying to sleep.
Sure.
Then I get agitated. I'm going to go to one of the training rooms and start working out.
Cool, yeah.
Slay.
Big enough for you you can do some laps, you can get your blood up doing a bit of a run. Whatever you want.
How am I feeling? It's been quite a few days.
Time.
Yeah, it's been a few days since I last took the laudanum.
Ah, you're fine.
I feel fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's been 2 days, FYI. No, it's been...
I said
Yeah,
I
it's
said
been
a
2
couple
sleeps.
days.
It's been 2 sleeps, but yeah.
Cool.
Not that I'm keeping track.
Do you know what the date is then?
It's the 11th.
It should
of
be
May, I
it should
think.
be 11th.
I was about to say it was the 11th, but everyone interrupted me.
Sorry.
Must be Wednesday.
Yeah. So, all right. Huh? How long are you downstairs? Like, if I'm also sort of slowly getting up around a similar time, I guess I wake up and see you're not there, which is fun for me after the few days I've had. So,
Sorry.
Did you dream it? Did you dream rescuing her? 'Cause
I
that's
think I would have left a note, but then I didn't say I left a note.
Smart, though. That's the other thing, though, because you're enclosed, there's no sense of reality in this building.
So I just I'm a little bit panicked for a second, and then I wake up a bit more and like logic brain kicks in, and I know that she's probably just like been agitated and like gone to do something with it because that's what she does.
I'm sat up in bed, so do I notice this?
Did you see Thalia leave?
No.
I would have left about 7, just to let you know.
It's probably all right. I expect she's just exploring or something.
Maybe she's gone to get breakfast.
How are you feeling?
I feel fine.
Did you sleep? Good.
What time is it?
7:45.
Ding.
I'm gonna sit up in bed, fold up the cravat I bought for my dad, put it under my pillow. Do you want to go and see about some breakfast then?
Yes.
All right. And I'm gonna, like on the way back to the kitchen, I'm looking in rooms because I know it's silly, but I am paranoid that you weren't there. So.
Sure. Make a perception check.
I mean, I'm gonna like open all the doors that are locked, but that was a 14.
Cool. Yeah, you can hear like noises coming from some of the rooms, so you check those ones, and Talia's there.
She's in multiple rooms.
I'm in all the rooms.
I just Morning.
Morning.
We're just going to see about some breakfast if you wanted to join.
Might as well. And I'll follow them.
Are you all right?
Bad dreams. But it's...
Yes, it's understandable. All right then. We'll go back to the kitchen.
Sure. You're all awake. I've just been preparing some food for you. Just bacon, eggs, toast. The last of the sort of fresher food we have until I go and get supplies. Trust you all slept well. Here, these are ready. The dining is just through to the next door. I'll take them out for you then. This way, please follow me. So you head for another door that's already in the kitchen, and that takes you to just benches, long rows of benches, maybe enough to seat 50, 60 people. It's all lit with gas lanterns all around the outside. There's enough light there to fill the room.
I'm going to go and dress. Because Rosalind's just realised she's in her underwear and she would have got dressed had she known that
the others were going to be there. Even though she spent like the last few days running around in her underwear, but this now suddenly feels indecent again. So I'm going to sort of quickly go back to the room.
Cool. Jonathan pops down these plates at one of the ends of the tables.
Is it just plates for the three of us?
He takes his one and puts it a few tables over, sits and starts to eat by himself.
Is it like a canteen then? The dining room?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll sit whichever side has my back to him.
Sure.
I'll sit opposite you.
Did you sleep okay?
Yeah, I slept well.
Rosalind's going to come back in her like most, like probably the dress I left Bledlow in, like the most chill one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come and take a seat.
Did you sleep?
Yes. I think I was quite exhausted.
Yes.
I read some of Evelina. Like, actually read it.
He's thirsty.
Oh, I thought you were coming to whisper something.
Yeah, so was I. I was just really confused.
He's in an evil mood today.
I guess I'm not allowed water then.
You can have some of ours. Cool.
Yay!
Do you want to start from you've read it?
I started reading Evelina last night, properly reading it this time.
How are you finding it?
Yeah, it's quite good. It was a good choice from you.
Thank you.
Seems terribly quiet now compared to the Velvet Masquerade.
It does.
You know, I can't say I enjoyed a lot of the breakfast conversation topics, but I do miss them in a strange way.
It was nice to just for conversation at breakfast. Reminded me of when we were younger, sort of.
Yes. I wonder how Lucas is.
So you've got magic.
Well, no, I don't. I don't know. It's something to do with the ring. They said it binds it, which is what it said when I put it on. He kept calling Papa a sorcerer, and they seemed very confused by the notion of a sorceress. But I don't think that's what I am. I don't think I did anything, but I think I can learn. Lucas said it was more innate in sorcerers than in wizards, but it was the ring. I should never have had it had I never put the ring on.
But if it is the ring that binds it, then none of them would have had it had they not put the ring on.
Yes.
So why would it be any different for you?
I don't know. Because I'm a woman? They seem to think it made a difference. But everyone always does, so I don't know. But it was meant for Archibald, whatever it was, and I can't get rid of it now. So I suppose that is something that I just have to get along with. But Lucas said he could teach me, It's different for wizards, I think, but he knows more than anybody else, so I suppose I shall just do my best. If it will help Papa, then of course I will do whatever it takes.
I think you're far more equipped for it than Archibald would be.
Don't be absurd.
I'm not. I'm being 100% serious. Mr. Boiled Water.
I do hope he's okay. If something were to happen to him and he to have no knowledge of any of it because I took the things that I
He
took.
left before you found them. So he would not have had them anyway. It's not your fault.
No, but
If anything, it is better that you found them. Imagine if Edwin had. You think Edwin would have gone to find Archibald and father and...
yes, the idea of Edwin
There would have been
using
madness
sorcery
in the
is
house.
quite- yes. Well, I still have a lot of questions. When Lucas is awake, then we shall find out more.
Is Jonathan listening?
Doesn't seem to be. Make a insight check.
I'm going to do the same because I'm
4.
15.
Hard to tell. Certainly seems to be keeping to himself.
22.
It doesn't seem like he is.
Okay, cool.
But how does Agatha feel now about hearing the others tease Archibald about his boiled water?
Oh.
I mean, I had a little giggle. Did you not see that?
I wasn't sure if that was Agatha or...
That was Agatha.
Nice.
It's like, moved on then.
He's been eclipsed.
I was...
Had one conversation with another man who paid her attention. It is a ridiculous notion, actually.
Boiled water or the concept of sorcery?
Neither, actually. I was going with the fact that it has to be sons. I would say that we're far more capable.
I mean, don't know about magical powers, but I know how to shoot a gun.
Well, exactly.
And you are here. Albert stayed at home for whatever reason. You did not. And besides, this notion of fathers and sons, well, it seems to be breaking down. Jonathan did not think anything could pass along to you. He said that they thought it was the firstborn and it had to be a son, but you are the firstborn and there is no son, and
Exactly.
now it's yours.
It can't be the firstborn and have to be a son every time unless we have only had sons, which has happened, but it doesn't mean that it has to be.
You don't suppose...
Make a history check, I suppose.
7.
Sure.
Unless I get advantage on this.
Yeah, you have advantage because it's your family tree. Yeah.
Oh,
I just rolled 3 4s in a row.
that's bonkers.
Cool.
That is madness. Fucking 17. No, more. Oh, that's so annoying. That would.
We're not running triples.
No, I know. That would have been really. Yeah. Anyway.
From the best that you remember, you think every firstborn was a man. You might be the firstborn girl that you can recall.
Yeah. My point is, maybe it isn't that it has to pass to a son. Maybe it's just that it has to pass to the firstborn.
Perhaps. I mean, I know there's not been a girl born to my line of the family in a very long time before me, so perhaps it was just never known. But you don't suppose that Frances might be tied up in all of this somehow? The fact that if she was a woman and has been torn from your family tree, perhaps... Well, I don't know, perhaps she was involved in some way that she was not supposed to be. And I know that your father would never have... But, I mean, I never met your grandfather, so I do not know. Perhaps it is related somehow.
Jonathan.
Yes.
Francis.
What?
Mean anything? Heard of anyone? Know anything?
I suppose I know of a few Francises. You'd have to be more specific.
In my family.
I don't recall any.
Can I do insight?
Mm-hmm.
Can I?
Yep. Anybody can. Can you though? Because you've got your back. No, you've got your back. So you are facing. Yeah. So.
Well, I've turned around to
No,
talk
I
to
was
him.
thinking Agatha had her back.
No.
And they might not have turned around.
9.
16.
Can.
Hard to tell. But it seems to be being honest.
All right. I'll turn back around.
Are there any family histories, ancestry books, anything like that here, Jonathan? If our fathers and their fathers' fathers have been doing this for so long.
It would make sense, wouldn't it? We can certainly have a look. You have to remember I've only been here for a few days too, so...
Yes.
And evidently the librarian here did not survive. Or at least has not made himself known.
Well, perhaps we spend some time in the library today, trying to find anything that might be useful, anything about learning Latin or our family heritages.
Do you know when Lucas might be joining us?
He's awake. I bought him some food earlier, but he's still resting in bed. He's, awake, but just very tired. But I'm sure I'll encourage him to be on his feet later today. Perhaps by midday. For lunch.
Are we all finished?
Yes.
To the library then?
The library.
The library.
Stop it. So we'll just go up to the library.
Sure. Big old library.
I'm going to look for any sort of log of the books, any inventory.
Sure. Make another investigation check.
I'm helping, so you have advantage. That works.
I'm going to be looking around for any like books that say Penhallow or
Sure. Again.
Pen
Another
Thornton.
13, sure. Another investigation check.
13. You get 13 also.
Smoke.
No, I mean, you don't have all the time in the world, obviously, but from the time you spent looking so far, you haven't seemed to find any sort of record books on sort of families and stuff.
Are there any more like paintings like the one we found? Not just of our dads, but of like that type.
Yeah, there's everywhere you've gone, there's been paintings on the walls and stuff of various different things. Some are just like old paintings of castles, and others are, various people. There's a lot of sort of portraits of different people.
I'll go and I'm looking at the names on any portraits just to see if I recognise.
if any of them are battling anything, do any of them have magic or like seem to be more than?
I'm gonna, be stopping and looking at a lot of those more than the others.
Yeah, sure. You do no. You just do. You see, a few of them do have names you recognise because they're your last names. But there are a lot of other last names as well. But occasionally there's another Penhallow.
The times that I do see those, I'll call you guys over to look.
Mm-hmm.
How far back do they date?
Maybe probably the earliest you see is maybe one from like 16, 14.
Jesus.
Actually, I said 14 last time, didn't I? 16, 69.
I don't really know what we're looking for.
Me either.
Sorry, I've just seen your notes.
What does it say?
I kissed Thomas goodbye, sad face. And again!
Oh, that's really cute.
And as you stand there, looking around the library, frustrated at your failures, not knowing your failures, not knowing quite what to look for, what you're looking for, what's here, where to go next. We finish.
I knew you were going to do that.
Some